Welcome back to Valley View Live. Take a trip back in time and experience rock and roll with greats Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, and Johnny Cash. Now that is a $1 Million Quartet.
And Martin Kaye, also known as Jerry Lee Lewis in $1 Million Quartet, is here with more. And how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good.
Good to be back. Nice to see you.
Yes.
So nice to have you back.
Thank you.
It is Thursday. We're throwing it
Thursday.
back. And
You know what they call that?
Tell me.
Throwback Thursday. I just came up with that.
Whoa!
Good idea.
Thank you very
Gosh,
much.
that is
Thank you.
new.
Thank you.
TBT. And I
Revolution.
understand there's some TBT ticket sales. What's going on with
Yes, so we're doing a hashtag TBT offer.
Okay.
So you call up the box office with that, and you 5:30 p.m. shows on Thursdays. We're giving 2-for-1 tickets at $60.
Oh, nice. So that's tonight.
So tonight at 5:30, and then every Thursday up until the end of June.
Okay.
And tell us a little bit about $1 Million Quartet for those of us who don't know.
So it's based on a true event that happened back in 1956 on a fateful day, in December 4th it was, where Jerry Lee Lewis was called, he was an unknown piano player at the time, was called to play on a Carl Perkins recording session. For those that don't know who Carl Perkins is, he was the guy who wrote Blue Suede Shoes.
Nice.
So it was a Carl Perkins recording session, and then Johnny Cash and Elvis happened to be in town, so they stopped by, and it turned into this jam session, which at the time was not really seen as a big deal, but because these guys weren't really famous at that point.
Yeah.
But then now, obviously, we look back, and the fact that these four icons were playing in the same room together at the same time, it's quite an awesome moment in history.
It's something that I couldn't imagine the people in the audience, right? Like, that is a huge, huge moment. For you, the audition process, can you talk about that? I mean, was it pretty intense?
Honestly, when I first found out about the show, I didn't know anything about the show. I didn't know much even about Jerry Lee Lewis, and it was just come off Broadway. So the fact that I got this audition for a Broadway show was
You're like,
massive.
yes.
But I was like, there's no way I'm going to get it, because I've never had really any experience with this kind of audition. So I went in and I just did my thing. I just flipped my hair around and I played the piano and I did my thing, and I guess they liked it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was. I remember walking down the street in New York City, because that was where the audition was, and I remember walking down the street thinking, this could be a moment in my life. For
And
my
it
career.
certainly was.
It could be, and it was.
So how long now have you been in Las Vegas?
So we've now been in Vegas. Tomorrow is our 3rd anniversary.
Wow.
So 3 years.
Give them a round of applause. 3 years. That's longevity in this town,
that's
right?
for sure.
Which is tough to find, I think. So we're very, very grateful to the Vegas audiences that keep coming back, and then the tourists that keep coming back. People come out and see us and say it's the best show they've seen. I can't even begin to tell you how much that means to us, because we love this show so much.
And it helps keep old Las Vegas alive, correct?
Absolutely. I mean, you've got a show with Elvis Presley in it, which, obviously, we know the relationship between Elvis and Vegas.
Right.
But also the fact that you've got icons like Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis, and then Carl Perkins, you learn about who he is. It's a great show, and it's rock and roll, and it's live. Everyone plays their own music. It's so much fun. The audience, young and old, all love it. I mean, I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's great.
And it started, like you said, you had your audition in New York.
Yeah.
And then when did you make that transition to Vegas, and what was that like?
So I started on the national tour, so I auditioned in 2011 and started the first national tour around the States and Canada. And then they told us that towards the end of 2012, they told us that Vegas would be calling, and we might be doing the show in Vegas.
And you got
So I was
excited?
like, hello!
At the time, that was
I'll
huge.
be the one who's going to be Jerry Lee Lewis in Vegas!
It's great. It's a great city to live in. I'm sure you enjoy
Absolutely.
it.
Oh, I love
All
it
right.
here.
So go back to another time with $1 Million Quartet at Harrah's Las Vegas, with shows Sunday through Friday. They are dark on Saturdays. And for tickets or more information, go to the website or call the number right there on your screen.
And you got to get out of here, because you got a show in a couple hours. Look at him. He's like, oh, yeah. Still to come right here.